The end of her life would be someone just throwing her away like she was garbage. Hello, true crimerers. This is the case of Sandra Lynn Williams. Viewer discretion is advised. At the time this case occurred, Sandra Williams is 20 years old, and she was from Beebe, Arkansas. It was April 25th, 1987. Sandra had worked her shift that day. She got off around 3:30 p.m. and then would head home. She was supposed to be picking up her mom, and then they were going to go to Sandra's boyfriend's house for some kind of barbecue or party. But Sandra's mom had injured herself the day prior, and so she did not go. Sandra leaves the home around 4 or 4:30 p.m. Several hours later, Sandra's mom gets a phone call from Sandra's boyfriend. The boyfriend asks her, "Do you know where Sandra is?" And the mom was like, "Well, no, she's supposed to be with you." And he goes, "Well, she isn't." And so they begin to look for her. This is, I think, her cousin. There's a 4-part Facebook series on this by her family. But he is pointing to the area where Sandra's car was later found. It was a 1984 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. So it's right here in this area. When they found her car, the driver's side window was rolled down about 2 or 3 inches, which would indicate that she was probably talking to someone, but did not feel comfortable enough to roll the window all the way down. But outside of that, there was no sign of a struggle, no blood or anything like that. They just assumed, okay, maybe her car broke down and she's trying to find a way home. Except her car worked. There was nothing wrong with it, and the gas tank was nearly full. The search for Sandra would come to a tragic end about 2 weeks later, where that red indicator is off a dirt road, and this was about 3 miles away from where the car was found. They found the discarded body of a woman, just thrown off the side of the road as if she were trash. The victim had been stabbed twice in the chest and 3 times in her back. She would later be identified as 20-year-old Sandra Lynn Williams. The keys to her car were found in her jeans pocket. She was fully clothed, except for 1 sock and 1 shoe seemed to be missing. There were no indications that she was sexually assaulted, and her purse, by the way, was missing from her car. This obviously devastated the entire community, but especially her family. They wanted to know who did this so that they could face justice. But that day has yet to come. The murder weapon has never been found. From what it sounds like, there wasn't any obvious forensic evidence. But it does look like a cold case team is taking over this case and are going to hopefully test all the evidence they have for new evidence like DNA and that kind of thing. And so time will tell. A couple of years after this, I guess a bouncer at a bar in Jacksonville called police to say that he thinks someone tried to use Sandra's ID card. But I don't think that person's ever been found. Police have interviewed dozens of people. I imagine they've looked into the boyfriend. He's never been indicted or arrested, but they're also saying that no one has been ruled out yet. They just need the public's help. Someone somewhere out there has got to know, and maybe that someone is you. If you have any information on the murder of Sandra Lynn Williams, please call 501-279-6279.